Get full episodes of The Damage Report as a podcast on iTunes and Android, and you can watch the live show every weekday on YouTube TV. So obviously Jeff Sessions was pushed out, and for many people that is a red line. That shows that the campaign by Donald Trump and his cronies against the special counsel's investigation has moved into a newer, even more dangerous and obstructee zone. And so protests sprang up around the country on Thursday night. I saw one in, it was like the Ventura area up in north of LA, but they are all over the place. And lots of people very worried that he is going to either shut down the investigation or cut all of its funding, stop requests for various things, so they can sort of blatantly get rid of it, or they can sort of behind closed doors get rid of it. And either way, this would be massive obstruction of justice. And so I want to talk about this protest. I also just want to acknowledge, and this was sort of controversial when I tweeted it earlier, all of this stuff that he's doing, you do not do if Mueller's got nothing and Mueller's gonna find nothing. Okay, you shut down an investigation if you're worried about it, not if it's just off in the background, wasting its own time and money. And so now people are really worried. Do you think that they are right to be worried?
Absolutely, they're right to be worried. And I think what you just said was right. I think regardless of what he has or doesn't have, if you support investigating something that absolutely needs an investigation, you don't try to shut it down.
Yeah.
But what a world that we are in, that a bunch of people, all of these situations have trickled down to where we are in a space where a lot of people on the left are upset that Mr. Jefferson Beauregard Sessions is no longer the leader of the Justice Department. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of think about that's where we are.
Well, maybe he was actually great, and people don't acknowledge. Not a bad guy.
But that it has become a bad thing that's where we are with this investigation, that him no longer leading the Justice Department has become a bad thing for people who really hated him being there in the first place.
He is just the least worst option in this one particular area. It is certainly possible that in other areas of actually doing the job of being an AG, that other AGs would be much better. He is terrible, obviously in a lot of different areas.
But he did one thing that a lot of people all around wanted him to do, recuse himself. And
one of the reasons I think a lot of people are focusing on this one part is the belief, and part of it is just, when you've been kicked every day for a couple of years, you start to believe this, that no matter who Donald Trump is gonna get is gonna be awful on those other things too.
Right.
That's sort of what I just assume. So let's turn to this first video. You're gonna have Dick Durbin at one of the Chicago protests that was going on yesterday talking about why this is so important.
We are in fact facing a countdown clock that began on election day, when it became clear that the American people decided that we would restore the Democratic majority in the US House of Representatives to guarantee that there would be the check and balance which our Constitution requires. Unfortunately, it was at that moment when a decision was made in the White House to force the resignation of Jeff Sessions as the Attorney General. We knew it was coming for a long, long time. The president wasn't the least bit subtle about his opinions on Jeff Sessions, but to take the day after the election to force his resignation was significant.
And reason to be worried. And especially the more that we learn about this guy replacing him, Matt Whitaker. He has previously said that the president can't be indicted, you can't investigate his finances, you can't investigate his family, you can't investigate the Trump organization. Oh, by the way, Russia didn't interfere in the election, which is a standout opinion even amongst Trump officials at this point. Like they've seemed to have fallen back on, well, yeah, obviously they tried to influence the election, but we didn't do it with them. He's saying they didn't do anything. And thus, is it a surprise that he believes that this investigation is a witch hunt, one that he seems primed to want to destroy? Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.